It's Rue, your fluffy frilly friend, here to talk about Lolita fashion and all things cute. Happy Valentine's Day! Today is a day full of love, whether that be love for your partners, your friends, or even self-love. And I want to celebrate this day with you by doing something extra special. Today's video is actually a collab with a bunch of other Black Lolitas and J fashion enthusiasts. We are doing a Valentine's Day video collab about protecting your peace and self-care in J fashion. Contrary to popular belief, the issues that go on in the US or whatever country you may be watching this from don't just end when you put on a frilly dress. And so I want to talk about what it's like and how to navigate the hard things going on in the world right now while also taking care of yourself. I really want to thank AsamiMoon and Marinakei for continuing this series and inviting me to join. I will be discussing and talking about mental health and answering questions about how to protect my peace and what that might look like. My goal is to help spread some positivity. In celebrating Valentine's Day and Black History Month, my fellow melanin queen, Kumakunya, will actually be interviewing me and asking me some questions on how I protect my peace and take care of myself mentally. So without further ado, let's get started.
The first question is, how do you practice self-care as a Black Lolita?
Practicing self-care as a Black Lolita. Well, to be honest, I find that wearing Lolita fashion is self-care for me. As a Black plus-size person, I am often hyper-masculinized and don't often get to have my femininity taken seriously. Lolita fashion is about dressing for oneself and taking up space. And wearing the fashion is healing because it allows me to be unapologetically hyper feminine and cute and take up space. And people might feel that when I wear these clothes, it's silly and too much, but self-care is not thinking about what people think. If it makes me happy and I'm not hurting anyone, then why not? Lolita fashion has helped me through some dark times in my life, specifically with self-confidence and learning to put myself first. So for me, being unapologetically myself and taking up space is self-care to me.
Off to a great start, Rue. Second question. What is your fondest memory from being in your local comm?
I think one of my favorite memories is when I went to a local convention with my partner and we met up with Milk Circus and Broccoli. It's like as soon as we recognized each other, like stars just lit up in our eyes and we were smiling and we took pictures and we just caught up and it was really nice. Prior to that, I'd only met Milk Circus at Paradiso, so it was nice to see them again. With her being so local. And I had also met Broccoli a couple times at convention, and they're also an alternative fashion enjoyer. So seeing other Black J fashion enjoyers just like doing whatever we want and like seeing other people in the community, it's healing. I love seeing people that look like me, and I love seeing people that look like me be unapologetically themselves. So just hanging out, meeting up, taking pictures, and just talking about local stuff was really nice. Even though at the time I didn't know these people very well, it was like seeing a family member that you hadn't seen for a long time, and then you're at the cookout and you get to just say, hey, what's up? How you doing? It really made me feel comfortable.
Excellent. Moving on, how has your journey with Lolita fashion positively impacted your life and mental health?
I did touch on this a little bit earlier in the other questions, but it has positively impacted my mental health in a lot of ways. When I first got into Lolita fashion, I was a minor and I was going through a lot. You know, I was still discovering myself and who I was. I was a nerdy, alternative, weeby teenager, so, you know, I got bullied a little bit. I never really feel like I had a place where I belonged. But it wasn't until I discovered Lolita fashion that I felt like I was finally seen. Like a piece of me that has always been there was placed in front of me, and Lolita fashion essentially kind of showed me like, you know, if you feel like you don't belong anywhere else, you belong here. And I remember the first time I tried on one of my friend's bodyline dresses and I just felt Like, everything just felt so right. Lolita fashion has not only helped me discover myself, but helped me have more confidence in myself, being more comfortable with just, again, like, being myself and doing what I want. You know, as someone who has proximity to Black womanhood, I had always been taught to make myself small, or that my existence was to be of service to others. I was not taught to put myself first. I was not taught that it was okay to have wants and desires. And there is a little bit about Lolita fashion that encourages you to be a little selfish, and that really helped me. It helped me learn self-confidence and self-worth, in that I'm worth it. I'm worth these dresses. I'm worth being a little selfish sometimes, putting myself first. I'm worth that one moment, that one hit of serotonin, feeling good, twirling around in my room.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Question number 4. What is one piece of advice you received from someone in the Lolita community that positively impacted your outlook on J fashion?
So one of the things that comes to mind is actually a statement that has been echoed by a couple different people in my life. This has been people in the J fashion community, people in alternative fashion, and just people in general. And something that has always stuck with me, and that I try to remind myself of each and every day, is be the representation you want to see. When I first got into Lolita fashion, there weren't people that looked like me. I am a very plus size person. I didn't really see a lot of Black people in Lolita fashion, and I sure as heck didn't see a lot of like fat Black people in Lolita fashion. I have gone to local conventions, events, and even in public, and I have had anyone from little girls who are 5 calling me princess to young adults telling me how much they are amazed by me and how much courage it takes to be me. And while I used to be like, it's not a big deal, it doesn't take courage to just go out and wear clothes, but it does. It takes a lot of courage to wear something that is a form of your self-expression, knowing there's going to be people out there taking pictures of you without consent, knowing there's going to be people out there making fun of you, knowing there's going to be people out there that are going to bully you, harass you. It takes courage to be yourself and not care what people think. And even when you do care, owing it to yourself to do it anyways. People are always going to have an opinion on something, so let them. It takes courage to be the representation you want to be. And when I was little, I know that I would have absolutely been starstruck by the person I am today. I would be so enamored with the fact that there are so many people in the community who are plus size, who are Black, who welcome someone like me. That little bit of representation really does go a long way. And though it may seem silly to you to wear a dress and just be yourself, you have no idea who you're inspiring to do the same. I'm often reminded of the quote that Momoko says, that humans cower at the face of happiness. And I think that's true. I think we owe it to ourselves to stand up for what we want, whether that be happiness or just a day in a pretty dress. So I try each and every day to inspire to be the kind of representation that I want to see. Because I wanted someone like me when I was younger. And now I'm honored to know that I've at least touched one person's life being the kind of person that they also want to inspire to be. It's like paying the love forward.
The final question is this: how do you protect your piece as a Black Lolita?
All right, let's get serious for a second. So, ways that I protect my piece as a Black Lolita, emphasis on the capital B for Black. I protect my piece by, first of all, only keeping in community with people who get it. You know, if you know, you know. I do not keep community with people I know are fatphobic, whether they're in the Lolita fashion community or not. I do not keep community with people who are conservative, because to me, Lolita fashion is like cosplay to them, because it is a political fashion whether they want to acknowledge it or not. Keeping my peace in Lolita fashion is making sure that my reality is curated in such a way. Though I cannot change what goes on around the world, I can curate what I see. I formulate my TikTok to be a certain way that I'm seeing positive messages, seeing people who look like me, people sharing experiences and validating things that I've gone through. Same with my Instagram feed. I don't just follow anyone. I follow people who talk about, body positivity, body neutrality. I follow people who talk about things that are really passionate to me, like reproductive health, disability awareness, and social justice. I follow people who are queer and trans like myself. Protecting my peace as a Black Lolita is making sure I can exist in spaces in peace. When I go out in public, those spaces aren't always peaceful. But when I go online, do I have a space that can be a little bit more safe and peaceful? Yes. And I can keep that all to myself. I make sure that I am friends with people I know I can trust, people who are going to be there for me and validate my experiences. Protecting my peace means when I see someone spewing hateful rhetoric, rather than jumping in and explaining to them that they're wrong, it's just hitting a block button. And I know a lot of people think that that's a cowardly way to go about it, but life is too short to be worried about what someone is thinking about me. At the end of the day, I've never met someone who is quite happy with their life but spent all their free time trying to ruin someone else's. So protecting my peace is just that. I'm not trying to get into wars with people that don't even want to learn my first name, people who don't even know what my favorite color is. Their thoughts don't mean anything. And while people are always going to say and do hurtful things, I don't have to stand for it, and I certainly don't have to be around it. Protecting your peace is knowing what keeps you peaceful, what makes you happy, contributes to your growth, who's going to hold you accountable, who's going to rise you up, who's going to hug you, who's going to support you. Protecting your peace is making sure you have a community of people who genuinely care about you and your well-being, who want you to be safe. With everything that's going on in the world, especially in the US, with them trying to erase identities from existence and get rid of months that personally bring to light the experiences and pain that Black people have faced, now more than ever is a time where we need to take up space. We need to not be afraid to be ourselves. Like I said before, life is too short to live with any regrets. And if you want to do something, I think you should. Wear that frilly dress. Experiment with Lolita. Who cares? Are you hurting people and does it make you happy? Then do what you want. And while I know some people use Lolita fashion as a form of escapism, it is still important to know that for many of us, the world is still the same world when we don't wear our dresses. So I just ask if everyone who watches this video, be considerate of that. Do your best to protect your peace, but it's called the Lolita community for a reason. Be in community with people. Check up on your community members. Be genuine. Be thoughtful.
It looks like that's the end of our questions.
Wow, I'll be honest. Those were some really thoughtful questions that I actually had to sit here and really think about them. I hope these answers offer some solace, understanding, and insight. The Lolita community is so broad and vast, and so I really encourage anyone watching this video to look up other videos in the series that I will have posted down below. And you know what? I hope you did learn something new, because I'm still learning stuff too. And so I want to thank you all for being here with me today. Happy Valentine's Day from mine to yours. I hope you have a wonderful day full of love. And again, a special shout out to all of my Black J fashion enjoyers. Happy Black History Month to us. No matter what they may say, you can't erase Black history, baby. And we have and will always be here. I also want to give a special thanks to my very best friend, Kuma Kumya, for helping me with these questions today.
It's no problem.
And again, I want to give a special thanks to all of my Black J fashion enjoyers for all contributing to this collab, offering these questions, and allowing me to take up space and also post a video of my own. And of course, I want to thank my very special starlights for being here today. Take care, stay safe, and shine bright, starlights. Bye!